Yo, what is good, guys? I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Did some partying on Friday and Saturday, and that really killed me on Sunday. I was not in shape to make a video, but on top of that, there wasn't really any direction I could see in the market, so I decided to give it a day. So, my whole video wasn't gonna be maybe we're gonna go this way, that way. I got some good stuff in this video, of course, for oil. We're making a ton of money on that thing in the Discord. I'm gonna show you some of the stuff I've been saying at the Discord, so you can kind of take away some stuff from there. And with all that being said, we're just going to get right into it. Make sure to share the video some love. Give it a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So, it's a little chilly, that's why I'm wearing my coat. Winter's starting to come around. But anyways, so Bitcoin, this thing really has just been getting destroyed, and I'm not touching this thing. I think there's more downside to come in the future. So, I'm sitting on the sidelines. I've been sitting on the sidelines since January, so uh, doesn't hurt to sit out more. This thing has done nothing but go down. It's kind of an interesting line right here. Um, Normally, I would say I would expect it to hold it, but I'm not sure about this time. Yeah, it gets interesting here. I think this is really the main trend line you want to be watching. Probably most people are watching too, so that wedge played out. I guess we can take off these lines now, but for now, you're just gonna want to hope that trend line holds. So, really not too much to say for Bitcoin. Just hope that trend line holds if you're a bull. Oil. So, I think I'm gonna show you the Discord messages. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Give me a second. All right. So, um, I was talking about this in last week's video. I said oil is gonna go down, and you're not gonna want to miss out on it. Guaranteed money, pretty much. And what do you know? It's gotten annihilated. I had a target of 81, and that was my conservative target. If you were playing futures, that was 7,000 per contract. So, really like a guaranteed play. My target was 81, and I said it could go lower. Conservative, keyword conservative. So, I'm kind of just giving an update on how the whole process went. You know, once we got that pullback, I was looking for a retrace all the way up to here, which we got, to give us a head and shoulders, and then we started descent down, and that's what happened. So, I'm telling you, my tier is kind of on another level here. I'm really kind of giving the whole full swing to you before they even happen. So if you want to see more of this, you want to make money on this, join the Discord. That's really, you got nothing to lose. Join the Discord, I'm telling you. So that was, it went perfectly. Went to 81, and I showed you. It also has that gap here, which gave more incentive, and what happened here was really kind of a tricky spot, kind of a trap, since here I was just sitting out. I made a couple of thousand, good amount. Took my profit here, wasn't greedy, and it extended. So this C wave extended. I do think this is still a C wave. We really need to see this region hold, but this morning, I'm gonna scroll down quick. This morning I was saying the extended targets are 75.50 and 72. That 1.618 extension, and that next level 72. And what happened here? You hit this trend line and you squeeze. This was one of the biggest squeezes in oil, I think, actually ever. So, I was just watching this thing, and I did short up here. I got a tight stop loss, but I kind of want to see if this thing wants to pull back. You had a massive hammer candle on the daily, so it wants to reverse. That's kind of the point I'm making. It wants to reverse. So there's not really too much else I have to say. I'm following oil really closely in the Discord, so I highly encourage you to join that. Make some money on oil with us. But for now, I'm trying to scalp this, see if we get a pullback, and I would like to go long on a pullback. So that's what we're gonna be waiting on in the Discord. We got a price target of over 100. That was our price target here, but it couldn't break this wave, so or this previous high. So we got that correction. We shorted the whole thing down, and we're looking to go long now. So we'll see how that goes. I kind of want to see what it does the next few days. Okay, so on to natural gas. In last week's video, I said this thing might want to bounce around a bit, and that's what happened. It was bouncing around a lot. It held this really crucial support. If it broke that, it was likely going to go all the way down to 5 flat. So it held that, and right now it is trying to move up. Now what needs to happen here is it needs to hold this previous peak, which would be wave 1, um, as well as it really just needs to hold this region right here. So this might look a little messy, give me a second here. So uh, this you would be playing with boil and cold, KOLD. A lot of people in the Discord love playing that, so join the process, see for yourself. So it really needs to hold this region here, and I could see a lot more upside coming in the future, especially going into winter. That bullish seasonality, if it breaks, it's going to be a process, but if it holds this and then builds its way up and then manages to break the low 7s, this could really keep going. So keep an eye on natural gas going into the winter, bullish seasonality. US dollar. We've been looking for this thing to die for quite a while. It finally did. It broke that trend line, and now you're sort of in a wedge here. Now, it's interesting because I mean you're outside of the wedge, but you're kind of pulling back now, and it's testing this trend line. So, right now I think it's pretty good to be watching this. As well as SPY, you're gonna see what I'm gonna talk about. There, it's a really good time to be patient. Don't force these trades. I'm going to do a little review on SPY. You can skip that once we get there. I do recommend just kind of skimming over what I show you guys, but don't force these trades. I've barely been making any trades the past few days. It's no direction. There's zero direction, and it's trapping and tricking a lot of people. So trade only when you need to. You don't need to catch every single move. Just find those high probability plays and play those. So Apple, really crucial trend line here, couldn't break it, as well as the 0.32 fib trend line here, this kind of channel thing. Copy this if you want, but this is how I do that. So you got a gap above and a gap below. So I think it's really a question, something I just saw. This could be like an inverse head and shoulders kind of thing. So you really, again with this, this is a pretty good market to just wait. There's nothing wrong with waiting. You don't need to be trading all the time. You'll learn, the more you trade, the better it is to just wait for the right setups. So Apple, that gap's pretty far away, but if it wants to fill it, it might fill it, touch that trend line. This trend line is a little dangerous just because there's not really any development of this line. Like if you break it, you're going down. There's no prior supports. It's better to see a steeper trend line because once you break underneath, you kind of have supports that are under that region. But if it's like this, there's not really any support below. So I think you get what I'm saying here. This is a pretty important trend line. So Tesla, I was somewhat bullish last week. The Discord, we tried to play it. We scalped 30% or something. We played it off this trend line, and it could not get past 195. We played it right here on the touch of the trend line, and it was having trouble here. So we got out, and we've just been watching it since. Now, I said if we don't hold 180, we're probably going to 150 because, let me zoom back out. We're right now in a volume gap. So, a really illiquid region. No support in here. There's no buyers. Nobody wants to buy Tesla in this region just because there's no support. So you got a gap down there at 144 to 1, whatever that gap is. And your supports are down here. There's no support in this region except for this, but I don't know if it's enough. So Tesla, since it didn't hold 180, it's going down to find that next support. And your support region is right around here, with that gap acting as incentive. So also this is a pretty high demand zone, so I would expect if we get down to I would really expect it to hold, or else the next level is 100. So Tesla, it's finally getting destroyed. This thing has deserved to get destroyed for quite a while here. That was one hell of a melt up. So Tesla, looking for more downside, I guess, but I'm not gonna fight the trend. If you want to reverse, I'm just gonna wait. So semis, uh, I'm not sure how many of you've been playing this, but I was saying this thing's about to run. Once it breaks out, this thing's gonna go crazy. And what has it done since it broke out? Um, I believe it's like 76%, 74%. So it's filled both gaps. Right now, I'm not sure what I want to do as a gap blower, and it's pretty overextended, but we'll see what I want to do. Now is a great time to just sit out and wait. You made your money, now just sit out and wait for the next setup. Back to this actually. It seems to have broken out of this kind of wedge formation. You had 5 waves down from what I can see, so either maybe we just completed the ABC up because we just hit the 0.382, the minimum retrace for a wedge, but maybe this is just the start of something like gigantic. I really doubt that, but uh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. You got the FOMC minute coming up on Wednesday. That should give us some volatility. It's been really stagnant lately, but um, we'll see what it does on Wednesday. I think Wednesday should give us some volatility. So on to the VIX. VIX's been pretty weird lately. I've been looking for this thing to reverse somewhat, but it really hasn't. The fears just kind of fizzled out of the markets, and the VIX is filling these gaps, and I'm not sure what VIX wants to do. If you want to keep going lower, especially that gap, I might go longer. We'll see what I want to do. Join the Discord. I'm active in there. I'm always on top of stuff, so you can see what I'm thinking while all this stuff is developing instead of waiting to wait to see what I'm thinking. So, not too much to say here. Under the big trend line, but I did this back here, massive gap up. I'm not sure what that was from, maybe like CPI or something, but you're under the trend line, you got a gap lower, and I don't know what I want to do yet. So, on to SPY, I'm going to show you kind of a quick review actually, kind of what I did last week. So, back into the Discord, give me a second here. So, if you're in the Discord on Friday, whatever day that was, I did this review because we had a flawless day on Thursday, whatever day this was, but we caught pretty much every single giant move. The first move was this SQQQ play. We bought it like 400 right before this news. I held through that drop and the bounce, and we sold on that gap down. Now, the reason I sold right at open here was because of this fib right here, so the 0.382. This was a pretty strong support. 390 was a really strong psychological level, and that's what it held. Buyers decided they wanted to hold here, and that's what they did. So, back into this. So that was the first thing we did, and you also had a rising wedge that same day right here. That massive wedge. I went crazy. I was really confident about this one. I just kept adding to the short over and over and over, and I sold at the most conservative target, 0.382. Now, I knew it could go lower, but, one thing I really like to do is secure those profits, guarantee profits. Join the Discord, see for yourself. I like to have those guaranteed profits. Now, we missed a short. I wanted the Head and Shoulders to hit that 50%. We were like 13 cents away, but we missed that. That would have been a really nice short, but that didn't matter because we went long at the 0.68, 618, and we caught a pretty decent chunk of that move. Now, I was looking for the high 390s, but I just sold before close to secure those gains. So that's for that review. Now we're going to go into kind of what I'm thinking. So this thing's been consolidating quite a bit here. It's gearing up for a massive move. Now this drop, this was a very expected drop. My title, red imminent. Now the red, I said in my last video, it's a question of how much of a drop will we get? Not are we going to drop? If we drop, it was how much of a drop are we going to get? So this could be the full drop here. That was something I was really stressing. I kind of showed you all of those levels that we could hold, even though some of them were like barely anything. So we're gonna go into I think it's the 30 minute. Yeah, 30 minute. Now again, this is something I really encourage you to watch, like put on your charts, because This thing does not fail. It works every single time. When the MACD on the 30-minute goes into this range above 3.3, it always reverses. And I mean every single time, always. So why not put this on your chart? It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it reverses. I'm just going to kind of show you that quick. I think I showed you in my last video, but here, you can see for yourself. Go check it out for yourself. It does not miss. So the other thing was it was this massive wedge that we're watching here. So on the 4 hour, you got this disgusting wedge here. Now, there's a chance this fails and we break to the upside. I kind of think that's unlikely, but this thing could play out. I was kind of expecting this. I never really said it, but when you get this far away from the other side of the wedge here, sometimes you have to consolidate sideways through the wedge until you get to that other trend line, from what I've seen. So I feel like that's kind of what it's doing right now. You know, this thing could shoot up and fill that gap up here, but I don't know. Again, you just sit out and wait. It does not hurt. Like, you don't have to trade all the time. So the big thing with this volume gap too, I was like, we're not gonna break. It's impossible. I said that in the Discord. We will not break the low 400s. It is literally impossible, because if you want to get through a volume gap, you have to do it in one move, and that was not possible. You were not gonna just, this was a parabolic move. You were not just gonna go all the way through it without stopping. So that's why I went very heavy in the short two. I was very confident in that. So it's a tricky spot. You know, we're going to zoom in and take a look at these channel lines, because this is what it's been holding lately. I got to take off some of this stuff. So first off, this, actually I'm going to explain this. So this was that measured target of this extension. This was an extended wave too. And in my last video, I explained kind of the possible path projections from here. So the first one was, this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you had to hold like I believe it's this, I guess, 378 or 388, I guess, or higher than that, and you can still go higher. This is a viable retrace here. Now you just need a catalyst to send it one way or the other. Now for the downside, you need to break 390. This thing, the bulls have really been fighting here. They don't want this to drop, and it's just been consolidating tighter and tighter here in this kind of like an awkward triangle. I'm not really sure where to draw this bottom line yet, but I think you can see what I mean. You got, this is really the big trend line to watch. So I'm going to take this off. I can take this off now. So these are the lines we've been watching in the Discord. They are very well respected. As you can see, really these are the big lines right here, 395 to 394.50ish. This has been support, this has been resistance. Now you like consolidating on it, which is really interesting. A lot of indecision here, and the breakout is gonna be really, really big, because you go into the 1 hour, you look at the Bollinger Bands and the Keltner channel. The Bollinger Bands, the yellow line is inside of the Keltner channel. Same thing with the 2 hour inside of the Keltner channel. So every time this happens, on the higher time frames when this happens, it produces really, really, really big moves. So for example, I guess back here, like, look at that run up you had right here, massive drop. So you can see what I'm saying here. We're about to get a gigantic move. Now, I've been biased to the downside this past week, I guess, until something happened in after hours today, which I'm about to show you. I just have to make sure I showed you everything I wanted to show you. So yeah, I'm going to show you what happened in after hours today. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know, you've seen my video about the phantom bars and stuff, and we had a phantom bar all the way up to 400. Now, I haven't seen one this big in quite a while, so I would really be paying attention to this thing. These phantom bars, you know, they look like glitches. They're not glitches. I'm not completely sure what they are, but I do think they're like baits that happen in pre-market auctions. I have a video on this stuff. Scroll back, I think it's like titled if you learn these algorithms, you'll make millions or something like that, and you really will. This is kind of showing some incentive that someone wants to short up here, I think. So keep an eye on this phantom bar. The past two phantom bars, they hit right away the same day. So keep an eye on this thing. You have a phantom bar at 385, but that's showing up on a different platform. So phantom bar at 400 and a phantom bar at 385. So keep those numbers in mind. Those are pretty significant numbers. I really don't have too much else to show you. Kind of just to summarize this, it's about to break out, and the levels to watch to the downside are 390. So you're in the middle here, and it's kind of hard to take a position without confirmation, because if this thing breaks to the upside in your short, you would have to hold your short position. Like your stop loss would have to be much higher than here for you to short. So I would say that's probably 400 again. So if it breaks 400, this thing's probably going to go to 410 and can overshoot to 420, 430. There's definitely the energy for that from this consolidation. Now to the downside, you need to break 390. That's what's been holding lately. So it's a really awkward spot, because if you're on the wrong side here, then you kind of have to wait all the way until that level to take a loss. So because it can go all the way up to here and then get rejected again. So kind of an awkward spot. I've just been scalping in 2-day moves. Today we played a wedge in the morning, favorite pattern. Play those wedges with us. They don't miss. See for yourself. So that's really all I have for this video. We're just waiting for direction here. And the levels to watch, I believe are going to be 400 and 390. So I think I'm biased to the upside for a move in the short term, but it's been pretty hard to kind of follow. So just sit out, join the Discord. I really do encourage that, so you can see what I'm thinking real time, make some money with us. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. Make sure, if you watch this whole thing through, make sure to show it some love, give it a like and subscribe, and peace out, guys.